Welcome back to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast, where we talk about all things smoked meat and so much more, including hilarious stories about our farm-to-table lifestyle and our love of the outdoors. I'm your host, Trevor. Be sure to tune in until the end of today's episode for this week's feature recipe and how to qualify for the BBQ Brag to Win giveaway contest. Episode 8, let's do this. Hey there, meat lovers, smoke enthusiasts, and all-around holiday lovers. Welcome to another episode of the BBQ Beautiful Podcast. The podcast where we talk about everything from perfectly smoked meats to barbecue sides that'll make your relatives rethink their potato salad. I'm your host, Trevor, and today we're diving into a holiday barbecue spread that'll leave your guests stuffed, satisfied, and maybe a little bit tipsy from all the bourbon we'll be pairing with all this deliciousness. But before we fire up the smoker and get into the good stuff, let me ask you something. Have you ever sat down at a holiday dinner and thought, this is great, but it could use a little something extra? I mean, we've all been there. Sure, the turkey's fine, the ham is fine, but there's always something that's missing, right? That smoky, charred, finger-licking barbecue goodness that makes everything else on the table seem a little bit, well, bland. How about a brisket, pork butt, bone-in crown roast, smoked prime rib? The list goes on. Now I get it. Some people might look at a traditional Christmas meal and think, is this really the time for barbecue? And to that I say, hell yes it is. Just think about it. Instead of that dried out turkey, why not go for a beautifully smoked bird that practically melts in your mouth? Or that Christmas ham, which could easily be replaced with a succulent smoked brisket. Imagine the reactions when your guests realize you've thrown out the same old holiday menu out the window and replaced it with something that tastes like it's been kissed by the barbecue gods. Or that Christmas ham, which could easily be replaced with a succulent smoked brisket. Imagine the reactions when your guests realize you've thrown out the same old holiday menu and replaced it with something that tastes like it's been kissed by the barbecue gods. But here's the thing. While the meat might get all the attention, and deservedly so, let's not forget about the unsung heroes of any barbecue feast, the sides. I mean, what would a plate of smoky brisket be without something to balance it out? What would baked beans be without cornbread to soak up all that sweet goodness? These sides, my friends, are more than just afterthoughts. They're the crucial support staff in the barbecue world, and they can make or break your meal. So I'm here today to help you elevate those sides and ensure your holiday barbecue is the talk of the town for all the right reasons. So pour yourself a drink. I recommend something strong, like a smoked old-fashioned, but I'll get into that later. And let's talk about what it takes to take your holiday barbecue to the next level. Trust me, you want to make notes because I'm about to drop some tips and recipes that'll make you the hero of every holiday gathering. Let's get this smoke rolling. All right, let's talk smoked meats. We all know that Christmas dinner can get a little predictable, right? You've got the turkey, your ham, and maybe if you're lucky, someone's bringing a roast chicken for variety. But why settle for that tired old menu when you can treat your family to something that'll have them lining up for seconds, no thirds, before they even finish the first round? Smoked meats, my friends, that's the answer. But let me tell you, smoking meat during the holidays is an art, not a science. Sure, anyone can throw a piece of meat on the grill and char the crap out of it. But smoking requires patience, skill, and most importantly, love. Now, you can't just pick any old meat and hope for the best. There's something about walking into a butcher shop or local farm, staring down a slab of beef or pork, and feeling that bond form, like it's saying, I'm ready to be smoked. You'll know it when you see it, folks. Let's start with the big dog, the brisket. If you've never smoked the brisket before, welcome to the club. It's like a rite of passage. You'll spend hours And by hours, I mean a solid 12 plus hours, getting it just right. But the result will be worth every single second, trust me. First, you'll need a good dry rub. Check out the BBQ Beautiful brisket rub at www.bbqbeautiful.ca to remove the guesswork on a perfectly balanced, tried and tested rub. Then fire up that smoker. I'm partial to oak for brisket. And let the magic happen. You'll want to maintain a low and slow temperature, roughly 250 to 275, throughout the entire cooking process. The key is low and slow, my friend. Don't rush this. There's no need to. You've got all day to savor the process like a fine wine. And when the brisket comes out, you'll be left with a bark so gorgeous it'll have people talking for years to come. Slice it against the grain, serve it with some barbecue sauce, and get ready for the compliments. They'll be saying, "Who knew brisket could be so good?" You can just nod and take all the credit. Now let's switch gears. Turkey. Most of us are used to dry, bland, boring turkey that's cooked in a giant oven, surrounded by a battalion of side dishes hoping to mask its mediocrity. But smoked turkey, it's a whole new level. The wood, the slow cooking, and the juicy, smoky goodness that infuses into the meat. You're going to want to dry brine that turkey overnight, and if you're feeling extra fancy, inject it with some herbed butter. The result is a bird that's so tender, you might think you're eating chicken, except it's way better. If you got a group of people who won't stop talking about how dry turkey is, do them a favor and introduce them to smoked turkey. They'll never look back. Now let's talk about the smoked ham. If you think of a ham as a salty, rubbery chunk of meat that comes in a can or is served in slices at a holiday dinner, you're missing out. Smoked ham, on the other hand, is a whole other experience. The slow smoke infuses the meat with layers of flavor, creating that perfect balance of sweet, salty, and smoky. It's tender, juicy, and practically melts in your mouth. You'll want to start by scoring the skin to allow that smoky goodness to penetrate deeper. A good glaze, something with a hint of brown sugar and mustard, helps caramelize the exterior, leaving you with a crispy, flavorful crust. Trust me, once you go smoked ham, you'll never go back to the bland store-bought variety. It's perfect for a gathering where you want to impress without going overboard. Serve it up, and your guests will be talking about it long after the meal is over. Alright, now that you've got smoked meats on point, let's talk sides. Because honestly, that's where the real magic happens. Sure, the meats will steal the spotlight, but side dishes can make or break a barbecue. So let's elevate those dishes to superstar status, shall we? Let's kick things off with a side that'll leave your guests asking, "Wait, can I take this home with me?" Smoked mac and cheese. I mean, who doesn't love mac and cheese? If you're telling me you don't, then I've got some serious doubts about your life choices. But here's the thing. Smoked mac and cheese is an absolute game changer. It's got that smoky depth of flavor that you didn't even know was missing from your life. Start with your classic mac and cheese base, elbow macaroni, a creamy sauce with cheddar, mozzarella, and a little cream cheese for extra richness. But here's the secret. After you've assembled it with copious amounts of cheese sprinkled on top, of course, pop that dish on the smoker for about an hour. Let the wood do its thing, and you'll have mac and cheese that tastes like it's been kissed by the barbecue gods themselves. Trust me, this will be the side that everyone remembers. Now let's talk about something that might seem a little less fancy, but is guaranteed to blow minds. Grilled Brussels sprouts. I know. Brussels sprouts are gross. But that's because you've never had them grilled and caramelized and a little balsamic glaze on top. Trust me, these little green bombs of deliciousness are going to convert even the most stubborn veggie haters. Toss them in olive oil, salt, pepper, and a touch of smoked paprika. Then throw them on the grill until they're charred and crispy. Drizzle some balsamic glaze on the top, and voila, a veggie dish that even your meat-loving relatives will devour. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. Barbecue baked beans are a staple. But you're not just dumping beans in a pot and calling it a day. No, no, no. The key here is layering flavors: bacon, brown sugar, a little molasses, ketchup, mustard for the sweetness, a splash of bourbon because why not? Toss it all together in a smoker safe pan. Let those beans soak in all that smoky goodness for a couple hours, and boom, you've got yourself the perfect side dish to balance out that savory meat. And let's not forget cornbread. But this isn't your typical dry cornbread from the box. Oh no, this is a sweet, fluffy cornbread that's slightly crispy on the outside and moist on the inside. Smoked cornbread, my friends, it's a revolution. You want to crust the edge? Get it from the smoker. You want that golden color? Let the wood and heat do their thing. Pair this with some honey butter and watch those people lose their minds. Okay, that's a wrap on today's holiday barbecue spread. By now, you should be armed with all the tips, tricks, and recipes to turn your holiday spread into a barbecue masterpiece. Whether you're going with a smoky turkey that'll have people talking for years or a melt in your mouth brisket, just remember, it's all about the love and the smoke. Those sides, they're your secret weapon to elevate everything from that perfect bite of cornbread to the charred sweetness of grilled vegetables. Make sure you research sides and recipes you and your guests will enjoy, and don't forget to experiment. So take these ideas, fire up your smoker, and create a holiday feast that'll have your guests lining up for seconds and thirds. And hey, don't forget that bourbon. It's the perfect pairing for both your meat and your mood. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the BBQ Beautiful Podcast. I'll be back soon with more tips, tricks, and maybe a few more bad jokes. Till then, happy smoking and happy holidays, everyone. This week's feature recipe is smoked holiday ham. Today we're bringing you something that's going to totally change the way you think about holiday meals. A smoked holiday ham that'll steal the spotlight at any gathering. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ham? Isn't that something we usually throw in the oven and forget about until it's time to serve? But what if I told you there is a way to take the traditional ham and give it a smoky twist that will have your guests asking for seconds and maybe even thirds? Smoked ham is one of those showstopper dishes that's surprisingly simple to make but incredibly impressive. Picture this: a succulent, tender ham with a caramelized, crispy exterior, all fused with the rich, earthy flavor of wood smoke. It's sweet, savory, smoky, and downright addictive. And the best part? You do not have to be a barbecue expert to make it happen. With just a few ingredients, the right smoker setup, and a little patience, you can create a holiday ham that will be the centerpiece of any table. But let's back up for a second and explain why smoking a ham is such a game changer. Traditionally, ham comes from the pig's hind leg and it's either wet cured or dry cured to preserve it and give it its signature flavor. The problem with traditional oven-baked hams is that they can often come out dry and lacking in complexity. That's where the smoker comes in. Smoking the ham allows it to absorb all the flavors of the wood, whether you're using apple, hickory, or even cherry wood. The longer the smoke, the more depth of flavor you'll get. Plus, the low and slow method of smoking keeps the ham juicy and tender, ensuring every bite is packed with flavor. The beauty of smoking ham is that it's versatile. You can dress it up with a glaze, add your favorite spices, or keep it simple and let the smoke do the talking. A good glaze, say something like brown sugar, honey, mustard, will create a perfect balance of sweetness and tanginess, while the smoke will give the ham that extra layer of complexity. If you're looking to break away from the traditional holiday ham this year and add some real wow factor to your feast, this recipe is for you. It's easy to make, a total crowd pleaser, and best of all, it'll leave you with leftovers for days, if there's any left to begin with. So grab your smoker, fire it up, and let's get into the details of making the most beautiful, flavorful smoked ham you'll have ever tasted. So for this holiday smoked ham recipe, the ingredients you're going to need: 1 fully cooked bone-in ham. They're roughly 8 to 10 pounds usually. 1/4 cup Dijon mustard, 1/4 cup apple cider vinegar, 1/2 cup brown sugar, 1/2 cup honey, 1/4 cup maple syrup, 1 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves, and 1 teaspoon freshly ground black pepper. So the instructions: this is a pretty simple recipe. Prep the ham. Start by scoring the ham with a sharp knife in a diamond pattern on the surface. This will allow the flavors to penetrate and help with caramelization. 2. Make the glaze. In a saucepan, combine the Dijon mustard, apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, cinnamon, cloves, and black pepper. Simmer over low heat for 10 to 15 minutes, stirring occasionally until the glaze thickens. 3. Set up your smoker. Preheat your smoker to 225, nice and low. 4. Smoke the ham. Place the ham in the smoker and cook for about 3 to 4 hours, or until the internal temperature reaches roughly 145. Baste the ham with glaze every 30 minutes. 5. Finish the ham. Once the ham reaches the desired internal temperature, remove it from the smoker and let it rest for at least 20 minutes before slicing. While it's resting, continue to take that glaze and glaze that ham over and over again. It'll thicken and create this amazing caramelized crust on the outside of the ham. 6. Time to eat and enjoy. Serve this to your guests and see what they think. And there you have it, folks, your very own smoked holiday ham that will take your next celebration from ordinary to extraordinary. If you've been following along, you know that this recipe is simple, but the results are nothing short of spectacular. The smoky flavor, the sweet and tangy glaze, and the tender, juicy meat. Absolutely unbeatable. Now I know what you're thinking. This is way better than anything I could make in your oven, and you're probably absolutely right. Once you get the first bite of smoky ham, you'll never look at a holiday dinner the same way again. But here's the thing. What really sets this smoked ham apart isn't just the flavor, it's the experience. Smoking meat is all about taking your time, enjoying the process, and celebrating the art of barbecue. There's something magical about spending hours tending to the smoker, feeling the warmth of the fire, and knowing that you're creating something incredible with your own hands. It's a tradition that's been passed down for generations, and with every smoke ring that forms around that ham, you're carrying that legacy forward. I want to encourage you to take this recipe and make it your own. Play with the glaze, experiment with different wood types, and most importantly, have fun with it. Barbecue is all about personalization. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Whether you're cooking ham for a big family gathering or just a few close friends, this smoked holiday ham will be a star of any show. And if you're anything like me, you'll be basking in the glory of everyone's compliments and loving every minute of it. Before I sign off, I just want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of the BBQ Beautiful Podcast. I hope this smoked holiday ham recipe inspires you to bring something new to your next holiday spread, and that it brings you as much joy to make as it will be to eat. Don't forget to check out our other episodes for more barbecue tips, tricks, and delicious recipes that will make you the king or queen of the grill. Until next time, keep the fire burning, keep the smoke rolling, and as always, keep it beautiful. Okay, it's time for our barbecue giveaway that we're calling Barbecue Brag to Win. One lucky listener will win some amazing barbecue merch that'll take your outdoor cooking to a whole new level. Whether you're a backyard beginner or a seasoned pit master, this giveaway is going to be for you. So what's up for grabs? First, a BBQ Beautiful bundle. This includes 1 BBQ Beautiful base layer, honey heat, brisket rub, and a spicy chimney from our lineup of seasonings and rubs. Next, 1 t-shirt and hat of your choice from the BBQ Beautiful website, www.barbecuebeautiful.com. barbecubbeautifulpodcast.ca. And of course, there's going to be free shipping. How to enter? First, make sure you're subscribed to the BBQ Beautiful Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode or an announcement. Next, connect with us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok at BBQ Beautiful. Then share our latest episode on your stories or feed, and don't forget to tag us. Use the hashtag BBQBragToWin. BBQ BRAGTOWIN. This way we can easily find your posts. Finally, drop a comment on our giveaway post telling us about your favorite barbecue recipe, or share your best barbecue tip, pictures, or videos. And here's the kicker. For each additional entry you want to earn, simply engage with us. Like and share the posts, comment on our episodes, or even send us a voice message with your barbecue questions or stories. The more you interact, the more chances you have to win. So get creative and show us your barbecue. Let's talk about the timeline. You have until the 25th of each month to enter. You don't want to miss it, and who knows, it could be you. Why are we putting on this giveaway? Well, we want to express our thanks to each and every one of you who tunes in each week. Your support means the world, and this giveaway is our way of giving back to this amazing barbecue community that we're building together. And we really do want to hear from you. So what topics do you want us to cover in future episodes? Are there any barbecue legends or techniques you want us to dive into? Share your thoughts in the comments when you enter the giveaway. This is all about community, and we want to make sure that we're bringing the content you all love. So to recap, subscribe to the podcast, follow us on social, share our latest episode using hashtag BBQBragToWin, and comment on our giveaway post. It's that easy. Get excited because this is your chance to elevate your barbecue game with some awesome gear. Good luck to everyone out there, and may the best griller win.